college admission secrets.
What's up, everyone? Coach Tony here with UC Admission Seekers. Welcome back to the training session here in our UC Admission Seekers Facebook group. So today is Tuesday, September 12th, 2023. Let's go ahead and get started. Today's training topic is going to be the 3 personal insight question essay case studies. So today I have 3 examples of the PIQs. Last week, I went to the UC conference. I grabbed a few samples for you guys. So today, with your permission, we're going to share 3 of them. And then before I show you the 3 though, I'm going to teach you what a reader is taught. So for those who don't know, my name is Coach Tony. I used to be a former UC Berkeley admissions reader, which meant I read applications for students who apply to Berkeley. I read a bunch of apps, recommended yes to a few students, recommended no to a lot more as well. So as a result of that, I think I know a thing or two about the admissions process. The PIQs is one of the most important pieces of the entire application, as I've shared over and over again. So today, we're going to go through a few examples, and I'm going to teach you how to think about these. A few quick announcements. So first, today is the 3 PIQ case studies. First announcement for those who have been here before. So for those who are new for the first time, you probably had no clue this happened, but for those who have been here for a while, I got my Facebook account back. If you guys look at our Facebook group, it's full again. Last week, it was empty because all the posts were deleted. So that's a great news as well, too. Feel free to clap that up. 2-3 years worth of posts from this account was vanished. But I got it back. So I'm going to go through. I see I was really behind my messages, so I'm going to go back and respond to those. However, as I was promoting, you guys know, on Mondays, I was like, here, guys, we're talking about this. Drop your comments so we can go ahead and tag you in the replay. Facebook is not happy for whatever reason now. So I tried posting it twice, and both times I got it taken down. So we're going to have to rethink our strategy here a little bit. So we're going to probably rely a lot more on the email and the VIP texting group to get you guys information about our upcoming calls. So feel free to join the VIP texting notification if you're not already. If not, make sure you're on an email list so we can get you guys the Zoom links as well too. Fun little tidbit over the past few days, actually yesterday, our team, we actually was a title sponsor of a golf tournament. It's a really cool golf tournament locally in my area, the Huntington Beach area, where all the money, 100% of the proceeds will go back into scholarships for other students. So we got a really cool award. You guys can see, woo, really cool award here. I think we sponsored like 1 or 2 students. That was a blast. I got to hang out with the coaches yesterday. We played an awesome game. If anyone here plays golf, come back next year. We'll probably be a title sponsor again next year at the event. It's a really fun event. It was a blast. So that was that update on my personal life. So again, if you guys want to join our VIP texting list, so people in Zoom, you guys got access to this. For those on Facebook, feel free to join our VIP group so you can get access. You can text us UCVIP, 1 word only, please, 510-616-7212, and we'll automatically add you to our VIP texting group. So with the VIP texting group, you get access to the Zoom calls, you get access to the replays, you get access to a weekly summary of the week, and we share a weekly scholarship with you as well too. So it's a really cool one. We said our first one last week. It was awesome. So we're going to do it again this week. So that's that. Number 2, our college app intensives, right? These are 2-day events where we help our seniors start and finish their entire apps. This event is only for seniors. So if you're not a senior, it's already an overwhelming event, but it's going to be even more overwhelming as well. And this year, you guys help us sell out way ahead of time. We just finished up our San Diego intensive this past weekend. And for the rest of this month, we have a Common App virtual intensive. This upcoming weekend, we have a UC application in Orange County. We moved the location to Irvine, weekend September 20th, 23rd, the following weekend. And we're going to wrap it up in San Jose to wrap up our events. And that's it. All 3 events are completely sold out. So seniors, that's pretty much it for that. Our juniors, though, last year's like juniors, any juniors want to pre-save your spot for next year. And as a result, what you do is $97, lock in your spot. You will lock in the current rate. Our event is $500 for the weekend, but because we sold out every single weekend so fast, we're going to bump it up, supply and demand, right? So $750, but if you lock in your spot this year, you'll keep the same $500 rate for next year. And we traveled for the first time this year as well, too. It was really fun. So we're going to do it again, but we're going to go to more cities next year. So as part of your refundable deposit, you get to help us pick our locations for next year. So we're going to finalize it, try to find the most common cities and make that our official kind of tour for next year as well, too. And Let's say you choose not to go at the end of the day, we'll still give you back your $97. So again, risk-free. So you can use this link. Go ahead and do that. First 10 families will lock in. I think we had 3 families already who already found the special link. They already booked it, but we have 7 spots left for anyone else who would like to do that. Again, $97 is refundable if you don't want to go. If you do want to go, you just pay the remainder of the $495 next year. Another free ones. If anyone's interested in our coaching programs, talk to me first. A free 15-minute session to see if we can help you guys out. Go ahead and do that. We take as young as 6th graders, and we have lifetime pricing. What that means is that a 6th grader pays the same price as a 7th grader, 8th grader, 9th grader, 10th grader, 11th grader, 12th grader. Again, the longer you are in our program, the more time you get. If we did year-by-year pricing, you guys will all wait to senior year to talk to us. But the issue with that is there's only so much we can do with seniors. If you join as a junior, a sophomore, a freshman, we have more opportunities to help your child out, get a better chance at their top choice school. So go book a free session right there. Boom, right there. And then Coach David, for anyone, families, especially seniors right now, families who think, hey, I probably don't qualify for financial aid or free money. Coach David, our financial aid specialist. So if you make over 100,000, you're like, I don't think I qualify. Go talk to Coach David, 15 minutes. He'll either say, nope, I really can't help you either. Or he says, we can help you. Here's what it looks like. So that. And last announcement before we get started for today is our math service. We're starting our math tutoring program. It's a company that I've been working on for the past year to put together. It's called Math Koala. So we start officially next Monday. If anyone's interested, go ahead and text us or email me as well too. So it's pretty much all the AP math courses, unlimited sessions, small groups, daily homework support, and exam cram season. We're starting with a pilot group. This pilot group is free. It's a free pilot group. It'll be at least 2 weeks. We might extend it to 3 or 4 weeks because we want to use this pilot group to give us feedback if our current system is good to go. And if you do want to stay after the pilot, it's only $150 a month for unlimited sessions throughout the month. So if you guys are interested, either text me, message me, or I just made a Facebook post on my personal account. You can tap here to go to my personal Facebook account. Let me know you are interested. I can go ahead and reach out to you guys and help take care of that. With that being said, let's go ahead and get started with our training for today. Today's topic, again, is the 3 PIQ essay case studies. But before that, I want to teach you guys what I know and teach you guys what I learned over last week with the PIQ process. I'm going to train you to be a mini admissions reader. So doing so helps in 2 ways. One, you understand what readers are looking for. So again, when students write, oh, it's a beautiful prompt, most of the time, beautiful prompts aren't what they look for. You can go help your child with this process as well too, as one. Or two, which is the other thing, is that you start to understand why students get the results they get. One of the big common things I get every year is during the month of April, right? Decisions came out and they're like, oh my goodness, my kid's a 4.8 intern at NASA and Tesla and SpaceX and Harvard and Yale, and they got rejected. Why? And I was like, show me your application. Within 10 seconds, I'm like, oh, that's why you got rejected. So I'm gonna teach you guys the same trick, same skill. All of our alumni parents from our coaching programs, they're all pros now of understanding, oh, that's what's a good prompt. That's not a good prompt as well too right away. So I'm gonna teach you that. Someone asked, what's a PIQ? PIQ is the personal insight question. And what the insight question is, think of the quote unquote essays of the UC application itself. So personal insight question, it's a personal insight question. These are like the college essays. I put that in quotes purposely as well too. This is the section on the app where the student voice can shine, right? So when it comes to the application itself, your UCs can't interview your child. You can't add letters of recs to this, and you can't attach your resume. So you think of the PIQs as your prime real estate. This is basically the things that the academics and the activities can't share yet that you use the PIQs to share. This is the third component, right? The academics is piece 1, activities is piece 2, application is the final piece. With this, what the UCs, you get 8 potential topics. You pick 4 of them and you write for 4 of them. Each of the 4, you have a limit of 350 words max. That's what makes this a little hard. It makes it a little hard because there is a maximum of words. 350 is actually not a lot. 350 is like a page and a half if you're typing it out. So keep in mind that with the PIQs, what the schools are looking for, what the UCs are looking for is, what are you most proud of? They have said this again and again, you want to keep it relevant. That means specifically, you want to keep it from 9th grade onwards. A lot of people like to talk about middle school, elementary school. That's great. The question is, would a 5-year-old version of yourself be college ready? Would a 10-year-old, 13-year-old version of yourself be college ready, right? The answer is probably no. That's why you want to keep things in high school. So even though, yes, you did really cool stuff, which I hope you guys all did really cool stuff. You want to keep the focus of the PIQs in 9th to 12th grade. Keep in mind that there's 8 prompts. All of them have equal value. That means there's no prompts that the readers are choosing. There's no problem like, oh, we're hoping students pick this one. It's literally equal in terms of like the which ones do you pick. That's pretty much it. The biggest other thing that readers do look for throughout the entire application is they want to know context. That's a word we say a lot with our families as well too. Meaning, what was available to you? How did you take advantage of it? That's like the biggest learning lesson that the readers really want to know. Again, there's no interviews. There's no asking questions. There's no follow-up. The readers want to know, because if I asked everyone to like, hey, drop how many APs your school offers, drop how many IB your school offers, drop how all these metrics, I guarantee everyone's numbers all over the place. And that's not good or bad. It's not like, hey, because that school offers more, it's a better school. No, right? That school just has different opportunities than your school. Because even let's say maybe your school has a lot, but your school limits it. So that's another factor. So I bet you if I asked, was there a limit to how many APs you could take each year? A lot of you guys will say yes. I also have students who are like, no, I took like 3 APs my freshman year. I just talked to one of my coaching students who took 3 APs freshman year. That's not normal according to like the masses, but at their school, that is kind of normal. Like a lot of people are doing multiples freshman year. So again, it comes down to context. What's available to you? How do you take advantage of it? Again, there are 8. If you guys want a detailed session, let me know. We'll probably spend one of the future training calls on breaking down the PIQ specifically. PIQ number 1 is about leadership. Keep in mind, there's 8 prompts. You pick 4. Doesn't matter which 4. So I'm going to list out all 8. Some of them you might say, oh yeah, my child can probably use that really well. So keep in mind, all right? Number 1, PIQ number 1 is about leadership. They want to know about leadership experience. Keep in mind, it doesn't have to be a title. When people think leadership, they think president, vice president, founder. It can be that, but it doesn't have to be that. Think about anyone here have multiple kids. Do you agree with me that sometimes the oldest sibling has some extra responsibilities just because they're the oldest one, just because how you kind of grew up? Me, growing up, I had to take care of my siblings, make sure they finished their homework, make sure they got what they need to do. If they got back, it came back to me. There's no title. There's no president for being the president of the house. But as a sibling, that is a title of leadership if I deem it a title of leadership. So it can be in the home. It can be in your church, your community, a team, a group. It doesn't really matter what that role is, right? But the thing is, you want to pick one. You want to keep one experience. A lot of students like to talk about a lot of different leadership, like I did this. No, one. Pick one so you can go deep. And again, 350 words is not a lot of words, right? Go deep on that one thing. That's PIQ number 1. PIQ number 2 is about creativity. One thing the readers, the UCs shared with us is creativity is subjective. So a lot of people think creativity, they think arts, they think theater, music, arts, ceramics, right? However, it could also be creativity in how a student thinks. Their quality. Coding could be creativity. Robotics, building websites. The readers want to know what is the student's creative side, how they express it. You don't need accolades. So let's say you sing really amazing in the shower, and that's a huge part of who you are. You can share. You don't need a title that you won first place on a competition to get. You can just share your story there, and that's PIQ number 2. PIQ number 3 is the greatest talent or skill. This is a 2-part question. Keep in mind, there are a few questions with a 2-part questions. You want to answer all of it. You want to answer every single part of the question. They want to ask, what's a talent or skill? So you share talent skill. You also want to show concrete examples of the development and how they demonstrated that. You don't have to be recognized. It doesn't have to be like, oh, I can only use it if I was published or anything. No, if you feel that is your greatest talent or skill, go ahead and do that. Again, it's also like, what are you most proud of? That's a good topic as well too there. PIQ number 4, the significant opportunity or barrier. This is a key word. The word or means you pick one or the other. You don't talk about both. Significant opportunity, think of it as AVID. I was an AVID in high school as well too. Advancement via individual determination, the AVID class. You can challenge yourself with taking college courses, opportunity. It can also be a barrier. Some of our families, our English was not their first language. That wasn't mine either. Like, hey, maybe you had to transfer high schools. So whatever the thing is, you pick one or the other, not both. PIQ number 5 is their most significant challenge. Again, two-part question. Now, you talk about the challenges, part one, but you also talk about how it affected your academic achievement. Again, affected or impacted, right, isn't a negative thing. People always think it has to be like a negative. Oh, it made my grades go down. No, it could be positive. And it could also be things that you are still overcoming. Like, hey, you don't have to like completely be done with that challenge. You can say that, hey, I'm still progressing with it. Here's the progress so far. But at the end of the day, the big thing is connecting it to academic achievement. Keep in mind, though, a lot of our students who work with us, they say, hey, this thing has nothing to do with school, though. Does that mean I skip talking about academics? And the answer is no. Don't do that. You still would acknowledge it. 6 words. This did not affect my academic. Throw that in there so the readers get, because they're looking for this, right? I was looking for these answers, and that's like one of the reasons that we look for the answers to the questions, right? So if you don't ever mention it and it's kind of subtle how you said, it's a little hard to kind of find that piece as well too. PIQ number 6 is your subject. Think of your A through G courses. If you took like Science Olympia, higher STEM courses, how have you furthered this interest? Again, doesn't have to be strictly academic. Think of your community, think your network, like outside the box, that all works as well too. Again, is based on what the student feels is their subject. PIQ number 7 is how have you made your school or community a better place? Again, community is one of those very broad terms of being subjective. So community could be your home. Community could be their work. It could be their circle of friends. It could be a club. It could be a team. You want to address first, there's a secret hidden question there. What's wrong with your school? What's wrong with your community? What's the issue? What's the problems? Because again, you're only going to do something if something's wrong in the first place. So what's the issue or problem that you see? And then part 2, which is the real question, how did you make it a better place? PIQ number 8, it's beyond what has shared, what makes you stand out as an applicant. This prompt, they call it a free-for-all prompt. So if your child has an experience that doesn't fit anywhere, you can put it in here. Keep in mind, they say do not use this prompt as a way to summarize things you already shared in other areas. Here's my 2 cents. This is Coach Tony's 2 cents. If you were us, if you were me, or you're in our coaching program, you guys know that I have told all our students, do not use number 8. The reason why we say do not is too hard to get right. One of those, like the rest of them are very straightforward. Number 8 literally is the catch-all. Same thing for that. That's all I mentioned, like the Common App. Common App also has number 7, share an essay of your choosing. Those are the hardest ones to do because if you think about pretty much anything you're going through, it will fall under 1 through 7. Anything you want to share will fall under 1 through 7. So why take a chance to have a missed opportunity, which is something we'll talk about in a little bit. Keep in mind that with the PIQs, those are all 8, right? Keep in mind, a lot of people like to reiterate activities. Instead, you want to elaborate or further highlight. There is a section on the UC apps for additional comments. Keep in mind, these are not required, but definitely take advantage of it. Do not use this as a 5th PIQ. They say that, don't do that. Do not use this to share links as well. People like to drop their social media, their YouTube, their TikTok, their website. Don't do that. Readers will not click your links. They will not use your review. On a topic I talked to a parent earlier today about, do not slip in information like your test scores in this section either. Again, they're test blind for a reason. At the end of the day, the readers want to know what was available to you. How'd you take advantage of that situation? Really good pro tip on how to write this, right? Because again, writing is a little different. This is the only written section of the whole prompt. So think of it as a written interview. So if you're sitting across from a reader and they ask you that question, how would you literally respond to them? For example, if someone asked you like, what's your greatest talent or skill? You wouldn't say, on a cold winter's night, the sun was nowhere to be found. The snow fell into my lap as I smelled the crisp air. No, don't do that. That's terrible as well too. You just gotta say, right? What's your greatest talent skill? I am a great snowboarder. Get straight to the point of what you want to end up saying. Keep in mind, readers cannot assume anything on your app. So if, let's say your app has A's and B's and a few CDFs, you have to explain the CDFs. So that's a good section for the additional comments. Keep in mind, the focus of these PIQs should be the impact of the student or the impact of the student on others. Center yourself in the response. For those who are hip on TikTok, it's called hashtag main character energy. If you guys have no clue, Google that afterwards. Main character energy is what you want to use when it comes to the PIQs themselves. Always use tangible examples, focus on decision and impact. And here's the big takeaway. When readers read PIQs, it's either value added, that means things are focused on the student, I'm learning more about the student, or is a missed opportunity, or the responses are vague. The reader's like, oh, I didn't get that. Or you have more questions about the student than before. For example, a missed opportunity will focus more on the structure than the content. Don't need a writing style. You don't need structure. You don't need thesauruses. Don't do any of that. Keep it simple. Also, don't use slang. The reason why, readers are older. The average reader is not my age. The average reader is like 50s, 60s. If you use a really like slang word or a big word, you're confusing people. Another big no-no, don't focus on narratives that's not your own. You don't want to admit other people, because if they say, hey, my mom's the great, my mom's the best, my mom's the GOAT, I'm like, your mom should go to college, not you. So keep it. You can talk about other people, but bring it to you in your narratives. Next piece, keep in mind, these are not personal statements, which the Common App uses, right? These are not essays. This is literally the complete opposite of that. You do not need a thesis. You do not need a hook. Students are like, but how would I hook the reader in? Readers have to read your app. We're forced to do it. There's no need to hook us in. We have to read your whole thing anyway. So no thesis, no hook, go straight, respond, concrete examples. They read the whole thing. Do you need to engage the reader, hype the reader up? No, we have to read it anyways. The biggest kind of tip, treat it as an interview or a conversation. Another thing, is there any topics that's off limits? That's another big one as well too. And the answer, no. There's no topic that's ever off limits to anything. Keep in mind is that at the end of the day, it's not the thing that's important. The thing is cool, but the thing that the reader is looking for is the impact. We talk about the why. We talk about the how. In the words of Coach Art, for those who work with Coach Art, he's like we call him the student whisperer. He gets to students right away. He calls it dig deep. You gotta dig deep and go, not the thing you want to talk about isn't the top part. It's a few layers deeper of the why you did what you did and how you did it. Another quick question, do the 4 PIQs need to have a central theme? The answer is no. I really don't like that. Do not do that. Should you weave the 4 PIQs together? No, they should be 4 separate topics. PIQs. I saw Erin, one of our amazing moms, drop this in the chat. I just want to share as well too. The advice, we went to the PIQ during last year. My daughter wrote beautiful creative essays she worked really hard on. And then she approached it all wrong. To say, give answers like your job interview, give the facts, don't get flowery creative. She had to totally rewrite it. The deadline, listen to it, don't be like us. Let's go ahead and read case study number 1. I want to have you guys be readers. So at the end of this, a reader would grade every PIQ, added value, or missed opportunity. So that's them. Number 1, that the prompt is describe how you take advantage of a significant educational opportunity or work to overcome an educational barrier you have faced. By the way, these are real PIQs from students who applied to the UCs. This student, I've danced along the poverty line my whole life. The soothing melodies from a mother to her child as they drifted to sleep were mere dreams, realities you only see in the movies. Life was based on survival, sink or swim, one might say. Struggling to stay afloat in this ocean of a world, I quickly recognized that a comfortable life is a luxury that stands far out of my grasp. Being forced out of touch with my infantile dreams and forced to come to grips with my reality brought along one of my greatest attributes, my fortitude. Living as the product of an immigrant mother and lower class father, my aspirations often fell out of reach. My tolerance for the harsh world grew involuntarily. I was born into destitution, facing life's hardest battles was inevitable. The countless sleepless nights my parents spent in order to keep a roof over our head demonstrated their mettle to my younger self, a mettle I had to endow myself with too. Just like the pale skin and singular dimple I inherited from my mother, I endeavored to grasp her strength. Both in and out of the classroom, I possessed a deeper spirit than a great number of my peers due to the hardships I've faced. While it's difficult to stray away from the fixed mindsets that tells me I cannot afford a better future, I paved the way for my life I've always dreamed of through my education. My exceptional tenacity encouraged me to take advanced placement courses that offer an advantage at a higher educational level. The extravagance of maintaining the successful life my parents could not afford excites me. Persevering through the austerity towards the sophisticated, serene lifestyle showcases my drive. Although I learned to survive off the crumbs of society, the faith I hold for myself and my educational push me closer to the elixir of the rapturous life I plan to lead. This prompt, 325 words. Missed opportunity or added value. Prompt number one, case study number one is a missed opportunity. So this one focused pretty much on style and grammar. It tried to impress the admissions reader, but all of the space is taking away from concrete examples, right? There's no so what, the why, the how part. The good things is what I would keep if I was helping the student. I'd keep this part because that was good because I learned about you. And then I would keep that you took AP classes. That's it. If I was this person's coach, I'd say start over with the rest of it. That's only two good parts about this prompt. The rest was no good. Prompt number two, case study number two. You guys ready? The greatest talent or skill prompt, right? How you developed and demonstrated this talent over time. It is a strange and enduring task to watch something rot. When faced with rot in its most literal form, it can be a bit overwhelming. The smell will crawl up your nose and down your throat, sitting there after you scrubbed yourself clean. Touch any part of something decomposing and your fingers will come away dark, sticky, and wet. After working with dead animals, I've learned that more important than a strong stomach is patience. To reap what you want from decay, you must be willing to work at its pace. And I've always abided by good things come to those who wait. I will wait. I wait in a park where my parents shuffle to explain to my brother and I that they're getting divorced. My brother is too young to understand, but I do. I wait outside the divorce counseling where they sift through their rot and try to make sense of it. And I wait as they try to start over with new people, and that too decays. This observation teaches me the initial patience. I linger at the kitchen table, watching my father cook and wondering when the Alzheimer's will come. I imagine the decay beginning now. The decay is so slow that sometimes I accelerate it and imagine him already dead. Then I force myself to rewind and grapple with the inevitable entropy as it happens. Despite my frustration, this slow rot gives me practice to accept the things I can't change. I pace around my grandparents' lemon tree, stubbornly clinging to life in the neglected garden. Its refusal to decompose interests me enough to spend a year on its revival. I learned there is rot, but also rebirth. I learned that it's not enough to endure the decay in my life. I must embrace the rebirth that comes after, even if I'm afraid of the change. But as I enjoy my lemon harvest, I don't think it's so scary after all. My good things have taken longer to come than most, but I wait for them dutifully, faithfully, and ever patiently. 350 words. Again, readers, go ahead, added value or missed opportunity. And the answer is, for case number two, this is a missed opportunity. You're not getting a full picture of the student. They're using a lot of metaphors. They're trying to put us in the moment with them. Again, no showing, just telling. It's taking away from understanding what the student is experiencing. We're getting bits and pieces. We learn about the divorce, the Alzheimer's, that information. The response is pretty dark. That's not thinking bad, but just that's how the student is. We know stuff is going on, but because they talk about so many things, they couldn't go deep into anything. So the advice to fix this is just pick one thing. You talk about a lot of different things. Pick one thing, go deep on that. Don't try to impress admission readers and give a sophisticated responses. We want to have the idea of a conversation with the readers. Last one. Let's go ahead. Case study number 3. This one describes an example of your leadership experience where you positively influence others, help dissolve disputes, contribute group efforts over time. This is a good one. This is number 1. In 2020, I founded an underwater robotics team in my garage. We invited friends from school and the math circle we ran. Some members had no experience with robotics and others had lots of experience. So I taught them by helping everyone build a land robot. In our second year, I reached out to more people in the community and grew our team from 10 to 22 members across 10 schools. We had seniors to middle schoolers on the team. I promoted returning members to lead the hardware testing and documentation teams. I led the software team where I taught Python, setting up Raspberry Pi computers and streaming cameras. My mom knew someone whose nephew recently immigrated from Mexico and wanted to learn about robotics. I invited him to join a team and I walked him through the setting up of the robot. Now he teaches others how to set it up. When I give individual attention, people develop useful skills and pass those skills on to others. On the competition day, we didn't tighten our electronics chamber and water shorted our entire electronic system, but we didn't mourn. We got straight up to problem solving. The hardware leader unplugged and unscrewed the parts. I tested the computers and told members to grab working parts from last year's robot. My co-CEO calmed the team. In the middle of the repairs, we gave an award-winning 15-minute engineering presentation to judges. We miraculously got the robot working in time for our second pool run, and we placed third. I learned that to be an effective leader, I need to understand every team member's strengths and weaknesses. The hardware leader annoyed me because he started building it without planning and made avoidable mistakes. But I appreciate his instant problem solving when we needed to rapidly rebuild the robot. Now that I know what he's good at, I can give him appropriate roles for his talents. I'm using what I've learned to lead our team effectively by giving everyone the chance to best their skills. 340 words, go. Is this added value? Are you learning about the student? Missed opportunity. You create more questions than we started off with. This one was value added. This is a great prompt. Again, you notice no intro, no conclusion. You notice no imagery. There's lots of details and examples. They lined up that they had 10 to 20 members. They worked with 10 different schools. They got very specific with details. The examples clearly shows that they have the knowledge base they carry and they're willing to teach their peers, their diverse community. On top of that, they didn't just present the ideas. They talked about the so what, the whys, the hows as well too. They don't just have the readers assume. They line everything else that they gain, what they learned and how they're going to carry robotics experience in the future. They don't leave the readers with any questions. They're clearly able to see what student wants to communicate and wants to know what leadership this student has. And that one for sure is an added value prompt. That is a wrap for today's session. Hope you guys enjoyed that as well too. that was a fun call, everyone. So again, if anyone is interested in chatting with our team, seeing if we guys can tag team this journey together, I'll go ahead and drop the original doc early today with the link to chat with me if you guys are interested. Those who want the replay, I'm gonna try to do it. I don't know if Facebook's gonna let me, so make sure you're on our VIP list and our email list, so if worst comes to worst, I can always email and send you the stuff that way. But yeah, if you guys are interested in booking a free chat with me, go ahead and do that. For everyone who is here to join, thank you so much. I do not have time to go through the questions, but if you guys want to go ahead and copy the questions into the Facebook group, I'll go ahead and try to answer them in there. That's pretty much it for me. Have a great rest of your evening, everyone. I'll see you guys next week. Another awesome trading next Tuesday, 6 p.m. Be there or be square. That's all I'll do. Have a great week, everyone. Chat soon. Bye.